Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am not here with Geeky Sparkles. We're going to talk about Rick and Morty. That's not something she cares about. So she's out and about today. You're stuck with me, guys. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We are going to talk about the fan backlash against the new voice actors on Rick and Morty. We've got Dan Harmon speaking out. And I got to tell you, I don't think they're fantastic. They're not terrible. Rick is not that good. Morty's fine. I think Morty actually sounds fine. Rick is really, really off, in my opinion. But, I haven't really watched the show much since like the first or second season. So I'm going to be honest. I lost interest. And plus the fandom sometimes is a little, so it's just like it was fun at first, and now I'm kind of over it. But we're gonna talk about this because there is backlash. I can't believe they're on season 7. This is, of course, after Justin Roiland got fired over allegations, and they never recanted. They never brought him back after I think those allegations were dropped, charges were dropped, and then more people came out with more stuff. And look, I'll be honest, I have no idea what the hell is going on with Justin Roiland. I really don't. Some people really, really hate him. In my opinion, I think that the truth might be somewhere in the middle, where some of his underlings took advantage of a situation. They're like, oh, we have a chance to get rid of Justin. Cool. Let's do it. Because they had that hit piece on him, in the one publication. I think it was like the Hollywood Reporter, Variety or something. They had this big expose. And his career's pretty much over at this point. I mean, the guy had lost like all his shows all at once. Like boom, 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 boom. But, of course, he voiced the two lead characters, and they had to replace them, and they got sorta, kinda sound-alikes, and the fans aren't that happy. A lot of them aren't. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, though, please check out shopclownfish.com. A little over a week to back Shadowbinders Volume 3, hardcover graphic novel, first new Shadowbinders content in 10 years. You can still pick up limited quantities of book 1 and 2. So check that out. And let's go out to Yahoo. And this is from Coming Soon, and they're getting it from Gizmodo. So you got to follow the trail here. Rick and Morty creator speaks out against fan backlash over the new voice actors. Following series co-creator Justin Roiland's controversial dismissal from Rick and Morty, he was replaced by sound-alike actors as Ian Cardoni and Harry Belden as the new voices of Rick and Morty. Even though some fans have already accepted this inevitable change in the popular Adult Swim sitcom, others have been vocal about the dissatisfaction over Roiland's recasting. In a recent interview with Gizmodo, co-creator Dan Harmon addressed the fan backlash over the new voice actors, revealing that he just decided to refrain himself from looking up the show online in a bid to ignore naysayers. The internet is so balkanized now, he's not wrong. Even within individual comment sections, let alone separate venues, the only rule is complete polarity. Everything has to be the absolute worst or the absolute best. Even people that say something's mediocre have to be so vehement about it, you think that their blood vessels were bursting. So unfortunately, it'll dictate the course of my entire day if I see the wrong thing, which means that even though there's a bunch of important stuff out there to see, I kind of have to have a general rule that I'm not Googling anything about this show. That'd be hard. I gotta be honest, that would be hard. Despite the backlash, Harmon has been pleased with the majority of the fans' positive responses to Rick and Morty's new voice casters. I generally was really pleased with the response. We felt like we did our job on our end, but the fan response felt like way more of a warm hug than I expected. I don't know about that. I mean, a lot of the people that are still watching Rick and Morty, I think a lot of people that would give you the most pushback probably quit the show a couple of years ago. And then they definitely quit the show when they got rid of Justin Roiland. So the people that are left might be the warm hug kind. They're like, yay, Justin Roiland's gone. Anything's better than him. But they said, Rick and Morty are back and sounding more like themselves than ever, reads the synopsis. What? Wait, they actually said that? Rick and Morty are back and sounding more like themselves than ever, reads the synopsis? Why the hell would they put that in there, given what's going on? It's season 7 and the possibilities are endless. What's up with Jerry? Evil Summer. Will they ever go back to the high school? Maybe not. Let's find out. It's probably less pissed than the last season. Rick and Morty, 100 years, or at least until season 10. What? Why would you put that in this? That's an official synopsis? Let's look at these comments. Let's look at the comments. The problem isn't the voices. It's the fact that you ripped the soul out of the show. Season 7 is nowhere good as the previous ones. Justin was the show. He made Rick and Morty into what it was, and without him, the show seems off. It's not the voice actors. Watch the first few episodes of the new season. It's bad. It's boring and not funny. The voices are notably different. Yeah, Rick definitely is different. Morty's pretty okay, but Rick is definitely different. Beyond that, it's just not a good show. You had a good run. I predict cancellation notices next season. I think they actually got an extension until season 10. But again, we're dealing with Cartoon Network. We're dealing with Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers is canceling like everything. But Rick and Morty makes money. They make merchandising money. How many Pickle Rick plushies are they selling? Fun fact, Justin Roiland, the heart and soul and voice of the show, was falsely accused of a crime for which all charges were dropped, but not before he was convicted in the court of public opinion. That is true. We don't know exactly what's going on. He was not only fired, but branded a horrible person by the rest of the show's cast and crew. Guilty till proven innocent sounds like a good topic for a future episode. What do you think, Dan? Even if they found sound-alikes that were 100% accurate, and they didn't, that doesn't change the fact these new actors are simply reading scripts while attempting to imitate Justin. They did everything possible to downplay Justin's involvement in the show, but he was undeniably the secret sauce that made it work. Yeah, they even cut him out of the credits at the beginning. I think him and Dan Harmon, if I recall, for season 7. His delivery was magic. Now the main characters are a soulless imitation. Good job. This is one of the few IPs that hadn't been ruined yet, and you ruined it. The show's always been hit or miss. Sometimes the episodes are great, other times they're just ridiculously cheesy. The new voices aren't especially noticeable, or at least not enough to affect the rating. At least they put a dart in Rick's neck, like they did on, was it Solar Opposites? The other show that he got fired from, and all of a sudden he's British. Like, I have no problem with the current season of Rick and Morty, other than it's been putting off the search for Rick Prime for too long. They did Justin dirty. I love the show, but if it got canceled, it would be just desserts. Morty isn't bad, but Rick is missing. Thank you. Yes, Rick is definitely not right. Not raspy. You go on YouTube and TikTok, they got guys doing impressions of Rick that are dead on. That is true. I've seen people do better impressions of Rick. Same thing happened to Ren and Stimpy. Love the first 3 seasons, can't tolerate it anymore. It wears on you. The writing just doesn't seem on par with previous seasons at all. Such a bummer. There were people on the show that wanted Justin out of the picture. Again, I don't know the guy. I've never worked with the guy. But it seemed very clear, based on that hit piece in that publication, the tabloid, whatever it was, Variety or Hollywood Reporter or whatever, that there were people that had an axe to grind with him for various reasons, and they seized on the opportunity to push him out of the way. And really, if you read between the lines, some of the people that were talking were kind of like, well, it's not fair. He's got like 3 shows, and I can't get my show picked up, and I have to work on his stupid shows. He's a horrible person because, I'm not getting my chance. I forgot what he even did get fired, but I remember he was found not guilty. So, yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't think this is quite the warm hug. I don't think this is quite the warm hug that Dan Harmon is talking about here. And it's the same thing if you go out to Twitter. I mean, there are some people that are like, yeah, it's fine. But other people are like, yeah, this is not right. This just is not. It's not right. The new voice on Rick and Morty is pissing me off, but God forbid you say that because the original voice was a pedo, but... Okay, so this is a person who doesn't like Justin Roiland saying it's not good. Finally, after 4 episodes in the new Rick and Morty, the new voices are unbearable. I'm extremely disappointed in every single one of you for not telling me the new Rick and Morty season was available. Have been thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm impressed with it. Okay, so there's a person that's impressed. But most of these are negative. The new season of Rick and Morty is astoundingly unfunny. The new voices are fine, but okay. But the magic that once made the show so cool is thoroughly tapped out. It's been tapped out for years. Like I said, I watched the first 2 seasons kind of off and on. I was never really a diehard fan, but it was watchable. And then I kind of, it was on. So I'd watch an episode like, season 4 or 5. I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. This show is just not good. What did I see in it? There's nothing here. Rick and Morty, bring back Justin Roiland, the voice Rick and Morty. Charges drop, mic drop. It doesn't matter. In Hollywood, once you're convicted, that's it, man. Ask Johnny Depp. I mean, his career still has not come back full force. He's getting little things here and there, but you're not going to see Johnny Depp anytime soon, I don't think, in a major tentpole franchise because of the controversy, and he was proven in a court of law to not be a wife beater or whatever the hell he was being accused of. And, Justin Roiland, like, all it takes is one tabloid to run with the story, true or not true, and that's it. They're going to drop you like a hot potato. They all did, like boom, boom, boom. And multiple studios dropped him all at the same time. Same thing happened to Vic Mignogna. All it takes is an accusation. And the media just has to run with the story, and that's it. Your career's over. And then a lot of times what happens is you get sidelined. Like, it's not really a comeback, but you'll be able to work on like small projects or indie projects, or you can go off to like some right-wing website or something. But it's not the same as working in like on a tentpole Disney franchise. It's not the same as working on like one of the most popular animated series on cable. It never is the same. And he might be able to work his way back to, be on top of the world again, but they basically kneecapped him. I mean, they did. And they knew what they were doing. And regardless of again, I don't know the guy. I don't know how much validity there is to other stories. I'm not talking about the situation with his partner or whatever, the abuse charges, but what he's like as a person or other allegations. I don't know anything about that. There might be some truth to it. I have no idea. But the public perception is this guy's a problem and we don't want him in our club, even though it's his show. They're his shows. They kicked him off of his own show. I mean, hell, they kicked Roseanne off of Roseanne. So, I mean, what are you going to do? It's like, it doesn't matter. The studio owns it. At the end of the day, they can do whatever they want to do, but it definitely is a court of public opinion. And right now, I'm saying the court of public opinion on these voices, not good. And even if they are passable, the writing on the show is not. And even if the writing on the show was passable, the fact that Justin Roiland had so many fans that are pissed that he was replaced the way that he was replaced and is being stepped over the way that he is going to destroy the show. I mean, it absolutely is going to destroy the show, but I think they are committed to 10 seasons for some reason. But it's going to be kind of like Dexter's Lab, like the first couple are the only ones worth watching. After that, it's not worth watching anymore. So there it is, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.